Hey, what's going on there, people of the fog? So a little bit of an update before we get right into this video. So if you guys aren't already aware, I made a community post about how I wasn't really happy with the structure of where my channel is right now. So I decided to do a complete restructure of how I'm going to be doing my videos, as well as my overlays and well, by overlays I mean my stream overlays and my recordings, such as the one that you're seeing right before you. And as well as my thumbnails for my YouTube channel. So I have a general idea of how I'm going to structure my thumbnails in terms of my Dead by Daylight content, considering I do cover a lot more Dead by Daylight content than I do anything else in terms of horror things on this channel. I thought it would be best that I restructure it for those in general, because I'm just not really happy with the thumbnails specifically for my channel. And just as an example of my overlay, I also wanted to make a new profile picture. I don't think it's going to be permanent, but I thought I'd use it just in terms of advertising my new, as I call it, false whisper icon, as you see in the top right corner of the screen here. So I made this completely scratch from myself. There were some things that was copied, like the head from the fog whisperer, but pretty much everything else is kind of just pieced together. The shield in the background is completely made by me. So I'm actually kind of happy with the way this actually came out. So the reason why I made this icon was because, well, I'm also one of those individuals that likes to cover Dead by Daylight content just as Polyester or anybody else, and I thought it would be funny because I never actually got I never even applied, for that matter, for the Fog Whisper program thing that they were doing. I didn't even know jack shit about it when they announced it. So goes to show you that I don't keep up too much with the news with Dead by Daylight, right? So I thought it'd be a fitting little kind of like a poser thing to basically look like I'm working for the entity rather than actually working for the survivor, because I've always thought a fog whisperer is like somebody that kind of works for the survivor side. So I kind of made it look like the entity is actually coming out of the survivor's mouth, and he's blindfolded. I don't know, just a way to kind of not have to do too much detail for the eyes and things like that. So I kind of like it. I thought it actually looks pretty cool, to be honest. I like the way that it turned out, but I'm not going to get too much into that. So yeah, I'm just completely restructuring my channel. I want to make sure that it's as quality as I can make it, and so far this is kind of where it's at right now. Alright guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this video. So, as you guys are aware, the mid-chapter patch is released right now. You can go and play test it and do what you want with it. It's been out since Tuesday. We could probably expect it to come out next Tuesday, if not the next Tuesday following. And then we could probably expect a new killer PTB to come out by the end of this month, if not next month, the beginning of February. So the leaks have it that there is a new killer that is going to be able to bust down walls and basically nullifying or otherwise yeeting survivors of using those pesky T-walls. So this information was leaked by a user by the name of White Mantra off of Leaks by Daylight. I don't know exactly if this was the user that basically discovered these leaks. However, I'm going to try to credit wherever credit's due. So what you're seeing basically in front of the screen here is what it's saying is that if this killer breaks through a wall, they gain 100 blood points within the brutality category. And just to further prove that this is probably going to be an ability for the new killer, if you look at Davey Richard here, says next killer doesn't care for loops, and this was posted obviously about November 28th of 2019, but as you can see here, somebody replied back to him, do you mean Oni or next killer? And he says, yeah, we're already thinking ahead into the future here. So that just further proves that this is going to be the next killer after Oni here. You can find a lot of this information too if you want to. If you want to see this information for yourself, you just got to basically use a program called Quick BMS, and then once you've decrypted the files out of the pack format, it's going to be in a folder located called Data. You go into Data, then you go into the DLC folder, and then the code name for this killer specifically is called Togo. So as you're aware, most of these killers actually have like code names, kind of like the Demogorgons is Qidar, and I think Tome 1 of the Rift was called Rwanda. I don't know why they use these really weird, strange code names, but this one specifically is called Togo. So you basically go into the Togo folder, and you'll find a UAsset file called storedb, and you'll find the very same information as White Mantra had basically posted. So that's something to look forward to if you ever want to do your own leaks and things like that on your own and basically post them to us. Just throwing that out there, because the more leakers we have, the better, so we get more informed out there. So my thoughts and opinions on this, I'm not really too sure who it could be. A lot of people are speculating it might be Jason, just because he's in the past been able to break through walls and things like that, and doors and such, and I think that's probably a probable killer that we could probably potentially see, but I'm not really too sure, considering we have a Friday the 13th game, and then now they got all that lawsuit crap going on, so I don't really know if that's really possible. It might be their own original idea. I can't really see any other slasher type killer off the top of my head that could really break through walls. A werewolf, maybe? That would be kind of something to see, but I've always wanted to see a vampire type killer, in my opinion. I think we really do need to have a sort of Nosferatu type vampire put into this game, because I have kind of some crazy ideas of how that would work. But yeah, a killer that can break through walls is pretty insane, in my opinion. I mean, sorry, I just farted. That's pretty crazy that a killer can basically bust through walls. I don't even know how you're going to balance that, because survivors obviously need walls to keep distance between you and the killer. So how are you going to balance something like that? The ability cooldown must be pretty damn high, meaning if you use the ability to bust through a wall, it probably takes an incredibly long time to build back up to be able to use it again. It's gonna be a unique power in the sense that how do I put this? That you're actually going to be able to bust through and see the visual change in the map, basically, by being able to actually just destroy walls and things like that. If you guys aren't already aware, though, Dead by Daylight does use Unreal Engine 4.22 as of this video. We are probably going to see a new Unreal Engine upgrade to the game, probably to 4.23, because of the implementation that Unreal Engine did to 4.23 specifically. They've added a feature called Chaos, which what Chaos does is it allows you to basically destroy the environment in a very complex way. So if you guys have ever seen their demonstration of that, go ahead and click that into YouTube there, Google search that or whatever, and search for Chaos Destruction Unreal Engine 4.23, and it basically showcases what that implementation can do in Unreal Engine, and it's pretty devastatingly awesome. The only thing is that it's probably very CPU intensive, I would hell of imagine, so I don't know how they're gonna put this into their game in terms of performance wise, but my guess is they're definitely going to have to upgrade to 4.23 to take advantage of that Chaos implementation, so they're able to basically show like bricks falling apart or chunks of the wall falling apart and having physics and all that kind of crazy shit. So but I guess we'll see when that time comes. But yeah, I mean, that's basically my thoughts and opinions on this. This is going to be, I think, very challenging for them to do in terms of balance. I don't know how you're going to be able to balance this. The only way I can see that fitting is if you have an incredibly big cooldown on the on this killer. My guess is it's probably going to be either between Jason or a werewolf. That's like my opinion there. So I would like to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on the new killer, though. Share them in the comment section below, and I would love to hear what you guys think. So anyways, guys, I have some more work to do for my channel. Hopefully you guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Oh.